3 years ago. 4 years ago.
Okay.
There you go. So I'll entertain a motion to appoint.
Joseph
I
Swain?
would so move, yes.
I will second that.
All in favor? Congratulations.
Thank
Pretty
you.
good.
Yep, you got it. Everything's written order, should be.
Well, that is just to the end of the year, or after the appointment, or
That's
last
right.
1 year,
Yeah.
or the remainder of the year. Good chance to.
See if you want to take our
You're so
papers.
busy, do you wanna get sworn in right here, right now,
Yeah,
before you,
Yeah.
Michael, cause he's so
Absolutely.
busy, I can just take care of that if you don't mind in the
Yep.
village
Yeah,
office.
that's great.
Everyone entertain yourself.
Then you can make it to school tomorrow on time.
Did everybody sign?
No, Rachel's got to pass it this
I got it right.
Carol, Wanda has a question.
Well, I don't want to interrupt that, but I just had one quick question. After he does his thing, I know I'm on term.
Is it about what we're talking about
Well,
now?
a little bit, yes, it is.
Okay, Wanda, but we're gonna swear him in and then you can have your
Thank
question.
you. This is
Sure,
correct.
no problem. All right, I think it's Nancy. First.
You just have to read that out loud.
The back side, yeah.
To Renee.
That right there, and then she's got,
She's
that whole
not
page,
sure.
and then she's got to
Okay.
sign it.
Yeah, this.
I, Joseph Swade, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and as so long as I shall continue a citizenship thereof. I, Joseph Swain, do swear that I will fully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent on me as MSA D 19 RSU 85 according to the Constitution and the laws of the state.
Excellent. Drum roll.
Yes, you're official.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll catch up with you for some other paperwork.
Okay, no
Stop
problem.
by, yeah.
Welcome.
Okay, Wanda.
Okay, last week we had our first meeting and Renee showed me how to run this.
Oh, wow.
But we don't I had to turn off I had to do something.
You had a technical.
I had technical difficulties.
Yes.
But I'm wondering if we could have them like you guys do and have it televised the same way you guys do.
The only thing that you didn't have going was the Facebook feed.
See, there was something, but if we could do it like you guys do, people could see us, but they couldn't hear us.
The question is, do you want to broadcast it on the Facebook, the town of Lubec, the school board meetings on the town of Lubec page as well?
Well, that'd be up to
We
you.
should.
When did you do in the back? When they were on?
I can't remember.
Well, they
Probably-
must have been on ours, because they didn't have any.
They didn't
Well,
have
there was a local channel at the time it was
Right.
on.
And we still do the
pandemic,
local
we were
channel.
all-
We had,
Yes.
well, we're talking 10 years ago, 5
Right, but I'm talking before the
We had a
pandemic,
local.
Yeah.
when they were.
So it would be on the local channel still, that's the cable channel right now on the TV. It'll also be on Facebook, which we didn't do because it was town, so we can do it if that's what you guys.
I personally think we should get off.
Do they need someone to help?
They do, actually. We do too, we don't have a camera operator.
If I could turn it on and not have to do different things to it, I could shut it off and on, but I had to do this and that,
And you'll get it with the
Yeah.
more you do it, and I'll have
But
it
if you
ready.
guys would let us, that'd be great.
I think so.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
need
thank
a
you.
vote.
And can I just say welcome
No,
to the
it's
board
just-
member?
I'll tell you,
I'll
you
just
give
do
one
it.
before, she's never gonna get it back.
She's on the floor for something else, does she wanna say that?
That's,
So she can go.
Celebration
Other,
committee.
do you wanna do your celebration committee now?
Oh, I can just update you what we're doing.
That way you don't have to-
I'll tell you, I've grown something
No, you're a
new.
busy woman.
Well, I've grown something new, I've grown gout in my toe and I want to go home.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Well, right now, we're
We're
going
gonna
to
do
do
the
the Halloween committee, we're doing that at the Legion. And, you know, we're fundraising for that, and we do that every year. And, well, we just took it over, and then, of course, at Christmas time, we're planning 3 days, December 17th, 18th, and 19th. And, you know, starting out for the 4th next year, we have abundant amount of money, so we're pretty happy with
Good.
how we're rolling, and we just, I think there were 3 new people we put on swore in for the committee. So,
Is Is it the Halloween dance? And that's a Legion's function.
No.
So you have a party for the kids?
Yes, in the
Oh.
afternoon.
When is that?
It's on the 22nd from 2 to 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Saturday.
Saturday?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And
That's so
that's
nice.
fun. And you know, it's wonderful this year. They got 4 things for our kids to do. Yeah, the community does. But
That's good.
thanks, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
You're
Wanda.
welcome. Payroll policy, I believe that Renee and Suzette have come to me, and I'm not sure if you heard this while I was away, but they want to be able to have just one person sign in a pinch.
I think that's a good
which is
idea.
like
I think-
Suzette, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
or
think
select
check the
board.
box, any one of the
That'd be
municipal
one
officers
selectman.
named to the,
Oh,
Right here.
where you, okay.
She wants you to do the top, that first.
any one of the
option.
municipal
Any one of the
officers
admin-
named,
Any one of the municipal.
acting
officers.
alone, may
Yeah.
review,
Either
approve and
or.
sign.
Just this one. Because these are options, but she wants you to do this top
Any
one.
one of the municipal
Yep.
officers named above.
Right,
Well,
and that's these, maybe for you guys.
oh, so the whole, yeah, that's perfect.
Yep,
All right.
So, you'll make a motion.
I'll
So
make a
that would
motion.
be the,
And what would the
all
motion
those
be?
checks.
Nobody listens.
Mhm.
No, no, just payroll.
They do that.
Just payroll,
payroll.
just
Yeah,
payroll.
yeah.
Oh, so we check that. All right, so we have.
So I'll make a motion that we,
Wow.
allow for one municipal officer to approve the payroll warrants,
I'll
as
second.
stated by the check.
It's just, yeah, the payroll.
Yeah, just the
Second?
Second.
Yes. All in favor? Well, my only question is, everything is automatically put in the account except for 2 checks.
Right, that's why this is so important.
So,
We can't stop it.
Right, right,
So we, you're,
right.
do or die.
so that we're talking about they be able to sign the warrant, the payroll
Payroll
warrant,
warrant. Right, just
but
the
not the
payroll.
rest of the warrant.
To authorize that deposit.
Got it.
Yep.
All right. So, Jim, I see you're here for the 2022 tax commitment.
Yes, and I think, you know, the mill rate for this year will be 24, 21.
24, oh,
It says 24,
2410 you have on.
2421, is that correct?
Yeah, .02421.
Oh, okay, so this is a mistake that we have here.
What did he say it was?
2421, and we have on this sheet 2410.
I have 2421 in mine.
Oh, I
Hand
don't know.
wrote.
Well, on the top written hand wrote, he has 2410,
Oh, so it's actually 2410.
21.
Oh,
Yeah. Circled on the bottom is the .02421.
okay. So it's 242.
It's 20, it's .02421.
And last year it was
22, 7.
seven?
Yeah.
What were we doing? Do we have to make a motion for something?
No.
So it's up about $1.50 a thousand,
Let's see.
$1.50
All
a
right.
thousand. Of
So
the
let me make sure
valuation.
that that's-
Well, this should
it's
come
on
down
here.
anyway, Jim, when we have a reevaluation for that.
Well,
The mill rate.
it's gonna come down dramatically.
Where does the mill
You know,
rate
this,
show up on the paper?
this is brought about by the erosion of the certified ratio.
It's only on this one.
Sales analysis ratio has dropped over the last 3 years. It's dropped because of all the attraction of the properties in this town and the town. There's new people, newcomers. They've bought everything they could buy in the
And then
last 3
some.
years, and then some. And it's just, you know, it's the law of the nature of physics. The ratio 3 years ago was running around 85, 87%. And then it went boom to 75, and now it's boom to 70. And the 70 is not too bad, but what is bad is the quality rating. the spread. You know, it's supposed to be nice and tight, mean ratio, but it's very broad, so those two parameters, demand and require a full town-wide evaluation. Lubec is probably assessed, somewhere, I gather, I think it's like 40 million, somewhere between 40 and 50 million dollars life. Undervalued. Just so you know. And that should be taken care of, within 2 years. And, what that'll probably do is drop the mill rate, substantially down. I estimate it'll drop down to about, don't hold me to this, but well, you can, I won't be here, so. It'll drop down, I'm guesstimating, and this is probably a little high, but it'll drop down to about $15 a thousand. So, the thing that folks need to remember fundamentally is that the mill rate is a function of the budget of the town. And the citizens decide how much money they want to spend and raise for the town's operations and business. And the revaluation will shift the burden. When I first came through Lubec 15 plus years ago, shorefront properties enjoyed an effective tax rate. I did the calculation for them. I was astounded then, as I'm astounded now, because it's gone back the way it was 15, 17 years ago. Shorefront properties 17 years ago enjoyed an effective tax rate in this town, on average, of about 40%, as compared to folks living in double-wide trailers out in the interior of 70 to 100%. So that imbalance, it's the first thing I addressed, was like, just swap everything, because you got things as level and equitable as possible. Well, that, that relationship has flipped back. The difference between a shorefront parcel and an interior parcel typically is 8 to 12 times in terms of price and valuation. And that it hasn't gotten quite that bad, because our interior properties have performed quite well in terms of the market, better than I thought they would. They came along kind of late, but nonetheless, interior properties have appreciated dramatically. Houses and mobile homes, or all forms of houses interiorly, have all of a sudden, things that were selling 3 years ago for $70,000, $80,000, they sell for $129,000, $120,000, $140,000 on average now. That's not shorefront. What will happen is the revaluation will adjust these relationships, and it's comparatively speaking, folks won't actually see their taxes go up that much. In other words, the taxes will just shift, the burden will shift to those who enjoy the wonderful.
What you're saying is the assessments may go up and the mill rate may go down, so it may just be equal.
Yeah, it'll still be dependent upon how much money the town wants to raise. Okay. So
We
when
have so many new properties in town,
yeah,
renovated property.
yeah. So
I think it's gonna
folks
be big.
shouldn't despair. It'll equalize itself out. And this is sad to say, but this is the highest mill rate the town has in 20 years. But,
Well, we have things off the tax roll and,
you know, and I ran around and I found over $2 million worth of new ads, you know, new houses, new construction, well over $2 million worth of add-on.
This isn't unique to Lubec either. I was at a meeting last night, and our friends in Pembroke, they are in the same boat we're in. And most of the coastal towns are
All
in
up
the
and
same
down
boat.
the coast.
You know, it's the same everywhere.
It's also a product of deferred maintenance, things that have been pushed off and pushed off and pushed off that are finally being dealt with.
Right. And we also haven't had an evaluation in how many years,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you know, when I came here, was asked to come here, I was asked about the revaluation, and I said, I can do some things globally, galactically, in terms of factoring, macroeconomically factoring
Yep.
in different neighborhoods and things like that. But it's kind of like a trick you can only do maybe once or twice. If you do it more than that, then you wind up injecting inequality into the assessed base. So, I really want to thank the board for approving and getting, and everybody, including the citizens, getting on board with this townwide revaluation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what will happen is when the assessment erodes like this, it also erodes the like the homestead exemptions. The homestead exemption is set at $25,000 at 100%. But when you have an assessed ratio of 70, you have to hit that number with 70%. And I added it all up, and the erosion and the valuation amounts to about $150 a homestead taxpayer. 408 times $150 is over $600,000. So if you look at it from the standpoint of, yeah, it's going to cost a couple $100,000 to reevaluate the town, but folks are having to give up $150 a piece, you know, for their homestead. So it's an economical solution to go ahead and spend the $200,000 so that the full-time residents can enjoy their homesteads and their veterans exemptions. Any questions other than that?
I'd just like to say we should thank the budget committee and the select board and Jim and the whole town in this whole process, because this is not an easy number to come to in these days especially. And it's not an easy job for any of you to do this work. And the town crew, the town office, all the department heads, it's all a process that I appreciate being a part of. And it's equal and fair and open and public. And I appreciate it very much. And I appreciate all of you. So, and thank you, Jim, he's been working on this commitment day and night,
Well,
literally.
and we appreciate you too, because you have a
Yeah.
piece in all of this, so,
So the tax bills will be coming out very soon.
People can ask
People
you
that are
for
wondering.
it. People that want their tax bills.
Can't
So
wait.
you want us to sign this assessor's certificate of assessment, this is what you need from us, correct?
a part of
Yeah,
it,
just-
2 million.
You need to sign that.
So, we need a motion to sign the assessment certification of assessment.
I would send it, yeah.
Which one wants to be second?
Oh, you can do it. I'll second.
Okay, got it. All in favor? So there's a few different pages here to sign. And there's the little sticky notes there where I'm supposed to sign. Very helpful. Sign here. These are surprised
While it's
how
going,
helpful that is.
while it's going around for signatures, can I just ask something, and I don't expect a big, long answer, but it came up in both the economic development and the comprehensive plan committees about TIF opportunities. And just seeing here that, you know, the TIF financial plan amount, we don't have any figure in that line.
We don't have any tips.
I know, but I mean, like, you know, have we ever, do we consider it? It came up in two committee meetings, and I just figured while you're sitting here and I see it, I get some reflection from you on it.
It was mentioned in the last comprehensive plan. And-
But, just while we started this stuff,
Yeah.
yeah, just curious, your
Oh,
experience with or knowledge of anywhere
Well,
has been,
a tip,
you know what it is, you
Yeah.
know, but like Lubec has never done it in your experience, and if you thought about doing it, what would be necessary?
well, I thought about it, I haven't, many years ago, maybe 10, or more. But there was no appetite in the town, at the time to get into tips. I don't think the town, had tips require a kind of a sophisticated financial view of something, and you have to assess the business case for the project, whatever you're gonna put in a tip.
Yes.
You just need to be really careful. What I got out of it is you need to be really careful that you pick an economically sound project that's going to actually contribute to the economic
Yep.
well-being and not be a lost leader
Yeah,
out there.
I think at the time, the people that were there said that we have other things like the revolving loan and that.
Yeah,
kind of
stuff
thing.
like that.
Yeah,
And we just didn't have enough bandwidth in
Yeah.
terms of understanding and
Yep.
folks who could do
yeah.
that. I had an idea that I mentioned to Renee today, and I don't know where this came. It just popped in my head. You know, the ORPC pulled out of North Quebec. I mean, they took, you know, except for some black cable pipe they left behind. It's all gone out there. The enhanced electrical.
Actually, it's on the agenda tonight that they've actually requested, they've revised a request that we just got it this morning.
The what?
ORPC.
Oh, I didn't know it was on there.
Well, I think they are planning on doing it. I can't tell you exactly what, because they just revised their request.
Did they leave the framework?
Yeah, they left,
Yeah,
they left
Leaving
the
it
framework
well,
out
and I
there.
think they're leaving it.
And that's taxable, right?
It's,
Who knows?
Well, there's substations at the end of North Quebec too.
no, it's not there anymore.
When the dentist.
But I think there's something from the state, that there's still some kind of lease between the state and them for something up there. You got something last meeting, I think.
Well, there's some boxes and there's some wires, you know, they enhance the power lines and all, but the transformers and the cage that they were in and the switchgear, that's gone. Okay. That's been removed. But anyway, I was thinking of, they have these river generators, and I don't know if anybody's ever thought about maybe putting one of those things or something like that in this high-speed channel out here, because it would really rotate pretty fast.
Well, it'd be real observable at low tide, because there's like nothing left of the narrows at low tide, hardly. No one would be able to get in and out.
Ships keep going through it.
Oh, okay, it'd be that.
I mean, it's
I think it's
the
what,
serious
hazard.
low
It's like
tide.
12 or 13 feet.
You-
That's
you
all
have
that's
hardly
there.
any-
Oh, okay,
Any room to get in and out when it's at low tide.
That's right.
yeah. All
All
right.
right, well,
But yes,
thanks.
it's Rush is there, definitely. Put it right in the middle of the world. No, just kidding.
Put it right.
So if,
Watch how
since
much
we're on the
electricity it
topic,
Okay.
this is what we got today, and it's just a paragraph. Their new revised proposal is to maintain the existing bottom support framework associated with the applicant's tidal energy research in Copscook Bay, and to remove the corridor for submerged cable that attached the project to an upland property that was drawn on the original site plan. The current submerged lands lease aligns with the Federal Energy Regulation Commission permit that terminates December 31st, 2025. So that is basically their revision.
Yeah, they just left the framework there like the,
They're removing some cables, I think is what it said.
That's what you just said, the underground cable.
Yes.
that connects
Yeah,
into the
So
land.
anyway, that's just was for you,
That's
that
what-
letter was sent to the select board.
yeah,
Right.
they,
We
So
got it.
they still have some kind of lease,
Yes.
state
And
or
there's-
something out there.
They've got some
whatever
stake
that
in the
is.
matter out there. They haven't
Submerged
really-
lands lease.
Right, but I don't think we can tax that.
No.
Yeah.
No, but
well, we don't get any tax revenue off of that now.
Well, do we sign what Jim needed? Does it go to him or do we make copies and go to
I don't know,
Trevor?
assessor, jurisdiction of assessment, they're all signed.
It's copies. He gets copies. All right.
we'll take care of
Well,
it.
thank you for your
Okay.
hard work.
Thanks,
All
I
right.
Jim.
really,
Thank you.
we
Thank you,
all
Jim.
really appreciate it. So,
Don't
going
quote me.
forward on the next
Don't
part of
quote
the agenda, we have a plethora of election clerk appointments. So rather than I will just make the motion that we appoint
I was gonna say, I know you've been working hard, Jim, but you don't need the sunglasses.
That's
Sherry
Day is
Pike.
night and night is
night
day.
fishing.
Sherry Pike is warden, the Republicans,
He likes
Andrea
driving
Fitzgerald, Joanne Case, Rita Rhodes, Diane Serrano, Deborah Holmes, Democrats representatives, Martha Howell, Denise Rule, Rachel Rubio, Ann Seavey, Gwen Clover, unenrolled, Katie Greenlaw, Tammy Fairchild, Nancy Harrison, Barbara Soletto, and Rhonda Welcome. So I guess there has to be 5 in each one, good, that's lovely. Do we have a
Good
second?
night, Jim.
Second.
I'll say,
All in favor? All right, so, I guess while we are signing all these, did you wanna make a lovely announcement about this?
This is for the 8th.
Well, it's the 8th,
Sixth.
Tuesday the 8th.
Just an announcement, we have some vacancies on some of our town boards and committees.
No.
We have 2 associate members for the planning board, 1 member for the Board of Appeals, and 2 members for the Shellfish Committee still, right, Amanda? So just
who left
announcing
the
that.
shellfish committee? Who left the shellfish committee?
Well, there's Danny Fitzsimmons, Tracy Saltel,
John Nielsen
James, John Nielsen,
and Dan now,
and Dan,
that's 5.
and Mike Scavani.
He left.
Is it a 7-board committee?
It used to be 5.
Well, it's 6 because I don't count.
Okay, so you don't have any
vote.
vacancies?
I don't vote, I'm secretary.
Okay, so no vacancies on Shellfish, okay, no vacancies.
Well, that's excellent.
Good. Well, maybe
Who's
some of
the select board representative?
Dan now.
Dan.
Yeah, where you been?
I remember now, we kind
You already missed your first one.
Clammed up on that.
That was very selfish of you.
Oh, very nice.
Oh,
man.
come back.
People have been hanging around me too long.
I'll also announce absentee ballots are available for
Oh,
the
yeah.
November election, so just stop by.
My grandson is visiting on the 8th. I said, you go get yourself an absentee ballot right now.
My daughter's 60th birthday on the 8th. So with that,
No,
while you're
it's
signing, I
the
think,
18th.
I think Amanda could talk about the next item agenda. Can you sign and listen?
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's the Federal
Okay.
Harbor Improvement Grant application.
So, as we're finally getting around to, Federal Harbor. I've been doing a lot of meetings with a lot of different people, trying to get ducks in a row to take on this 33-page application. So, the grant that we're going for is through the Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation, and Fisheries, through the Bureau of Parks and Land. It's the boat facility grant. They
How much
will,
can you ask for?
we can ask for up to $150,000 covering 75% of the project.
So it's 25% matching.
25% match.
What are you looking to get?
We are looking somewhere in the 100 to 120. We gotta get a little bit closer on the estimates for the grant, but I gotta still compile
So
that.
what do you want to do? Put a vote? Put in?
We are planning on fixing the road, ditching the road, Putting in a boat skid just like Little Augusta with the concrete stairs and be able to put small boats in.
It's gonna
Parking lot.
significantly improve the planning
Yeah,
community.
yeah, and also help with recreational, because the grant is more of a recreational grant, so as long as we keep them in mind and make them part of the project, they have no problem us using it also commercially. I already double checked on that.
When does it have to be in?
The pre-assessment, we have to have a site, assessment by somebody, that has to be in the middle of April. And the application itself is not due until the middle of July. So we're getting started on it now. I've already talked to Melissa Lee through Maine Coast Heritage Trust. She has a grant writer that's willing to not write it for us, but strongly help us get a polished application. Department of Inland Fisheries is interested in this site. DOT is interested in helping us. I have Maine Coastal Program is helping us with match money. So we might not even have to use our
Because I
Bowery.
think you have to go in front of the town to get match money.
Yes,
You'd have to have a special town meeting.
yes. Which I would also still need to have a special match meeting, because there's one hiccup that might be an issue, is this grant is a reimbursement grant. And that is,
Well, you know what that is.
yes,
Money up front, and you have to follow the rules.
yes.
I can sympathize.
Well,
I've
it's,
been doing reimbursements for the
Yes.
Safe Harbor.
but this is also a much smaller project.
Is it
in
state
scale.
funds or federal funds?
It is state funds. Yep, state Maine legislator funds.
That's good.
Um,
How much is in the kitty for everyone? Like they usually say there's so much set aside for this program. So is there $1 million? Is there $2 million?
the last time I saw this, there was upwards of like $40 million up for grabs.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you
So-
got a good chance then.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a lot of interest, and one of the people that is gonna be doing the site inspection has already taken a look at the site,
Great.
because he was down with Melissa Lee looking at another project, so he kinda just swung by just to have a conversation, and he likes it. Mostly because between Huckins Beach and Red Head, it's the only access in the middle, especially for emergency reasons. Because it's a very easy place to get into, even if the tide is out, you are at least safe. So they're looking at it as far as having another access that's easy for people to get off the water if they have to.
Yes, and that's how you can put that with the kayaks and the
Yeah.
rowboats and other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we also been having some overflow of people that have been using Hutchinson's Beach, even though it's posted as commercial only. We've been having a lot of conflict as far as recreational taking up space on top
We're
of.
gonna get
All
more of
really
that
good
too.
points to put in the grant.
Yes, and the idea was perhaps, especially since this is a recreational grant, if we were able to even shift some of the people that would use that access here instead, it would help us on more than one front.
That's interesting. Good, very good.
Good
Well,
thinking.
that's gonna give you something to do this winter.
Oh, on top of I'm now back in school, just in case anybody hasn't figured that out. I am
Marine
taking-
biology, right?
I am going for marine conservation management and marine ecology,
Excellent.
so.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Right
Where's
in
the site you're
UMM,
proposing?
right?
Federal Harbor, it's up Straight Bay, right directly across from Lion Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
There's a
right
little
up.
run on
Lovely,
there, Nancy.
lovely
Yeah.
location.
I'm
Yeah,
just curious where the exact space is, but okay,
Yeah,
straight bay
and we're
up there,
also
okay.
allowed to use the land as match money, I read that.
Oh, cool.
We are allowed to use the labor of equipment, we can't purchase equipment. So that could be, there's a bunch of things, but there's also a bunch of grants that are literally $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 grants that are just meant for match money. So I'm working with somebody from Maine Coastal Programs to try to line
They're
up
great
those
organizations.
little
It's
grants
very
to
helpful.
help us, so we can keep
To the
the
right.
$10,000 dowry.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer,
So-
or in between the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know that we'd
Across
be
the line.
opposed to anything that public works could do with their new excavator and that kind of stuff that we see, so I don't know, I'm just
Well,
saying out
she's
loud.
a long ways away from
Right,
that,
right,
yeah.
but I'm
They
saying
have
it
to
has
be
to.
But if
certified.
anybody can do it with motivation, Amanda always comes with.
Yeah, but
Highly
we're on
motivated.
Well, I think-
And you know what they say,
To dig
you
on the
have a lot
shore.
to
I just
do.
meant for the income.
Yeah.
The person that has a lot to do, something to do when they get it done. So,
Yeah.
you just know that you can never sit down, you have to work, from
Yes.
schools to the grant,
You're
right?
saying across from Lions Road, is that,
Right.
am I in the right spot,
I
like
don't know if they got
Moran,
preliminary
the
shares.
older Moran little park
That's
there?
the other side going
Right.
up Lion.
So are you to the
This-
right of that
To the
house
right.
or the middle of those two?
You know how you have the preserve right
Yeah.
there?
Yes.
Yeah.
You go literally to the bottom of the hill, Lions is right
Right.
there. This property, you
No,
can see
just
the water off
Right.
to
Oh,
the
that's
right.
where you're proposing.
So it's like
That's
in
where-
between, there's a
house and a
trailer and then there's a house
Yes.
a little further up, so it's right in
Yeah.
between there.
Right
The
in
next 2
between.
weeks, 3 weeks.
Cool.
before we-
And
That is
a lot
cool.
of the cost is
Walk about.
mostly gonna be rebuilding the bank. Because they are looking at having to drill down just to figure out where bedrock is. Because,
Maybe they could work on that bank on the beginning of Lions, it sort of goes off the edge there too.
yeah, it's very soft right there. I've tried to walk down the middle of that bank before and sank straight to here.
Well, then, well,
So,
no, you don't have to be the little piling they test with.
Maybe that'll be your thesis. The day
But-
I was a pylon.
but they're looking at, with the way that the boat slide is designed in Little Augusta, that it should be fairly easy to incorporate that into the rebatement structure, to actually be part of the support.
That sounds great.
So we should
Well,
just remind the select board, this area, this property came to the town of Lubec, we own this, and it came with a $10,000
Yeah.
dowry,
Dowry.
as Amanda called it. And Maine Coast Heritage Trust, Melissa Lee, inspects it every year and gives me a report, and it's basically, the erosion continues, eventually do something about this, so this is gonna be a great way
Yeah.
to do
Excellent.
something about this.
And I found that this will be a good project as a starter.
Yeah.
If we can really get this one project from point A to point B, I have a feeling that a lot of other projects are gonna come together a lot easier. Because Maine Coast Heritage is already looking at another 3 to 4 properties to help the clam diggers with.
excellent.
So this is gonna be what they're gonna build, trying to do more off of.
Great,
Well,
I hope they already own the
thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
As
There-
usual, you're great.
We're in cahoots with a couple landowners, that's all I can say. Now, there's nothing concrete yet, but we've been a lot of serious discussions.
Negotiation,
Yes,
the
I
better
would
word.
say.
Yes, they're networking.
But
Sounds
there's
like,
also room, like one that is interested in not selling us the property, but selling us an easement to the property. So there's other avenues that we can go about, so we'll get it.
Everything's
You gotta
Yeah,
love it.
that's where you
Thank
ask
you.
me to
You
go.
gotta
Thank
keep
you,
it-
Amanda.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Amanda. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay, so let's go with this sewer abatement we have to sign.
Yes,
So we got a last minute sewer abatement.
sewer meter, a sub-meter reading came in.
So they need $43.68, and it's sewer account 312500.
So fluidly.
Do we have a move, and do we have a second?
Yes.
All in favor? It wasn't that easy. Okay, you can go with the solar.
All right, we met with a gentleman, representing Solar on Earth. He basically looked at all the town sewer, solar accounts and wants us to sign up for community solar, not community sewer.
I know, well, because poor Renee's done nothing but work on that sewer
Sewer,
thing, so.
sewer on your brain. So what is community
Sludge.
community solar?
Have they been working on that? There's
That's why I
big
got brown
truck-
eyes.
Big trucks going in and out of there.
Out of there.
Out of Public Works Road today.
Oh,
Big they didn't sit down and Lubec on them.
I don't know.
And
This
they
is
were going in the
completely
back.
different. This, all this takes is a signature.
Anybody see that? Did you see the
What?
big
Probably.
trucks going in and out of the public works road?
No?
Oh,
Big dump.
Public
huge-
Works,
It wasn't them.
that's their sand.
They're saying,
Oh, right, we're getting
Oh, their
sand
sand
delivered.
was being delivered.
Yes.
Well, I knew
Sand's
some,
being
I knew
And Friday salt's being delivered.
that makes total sense.
And the
I
boat
got my
landers.
answer. And did anybody see
On
the
the boat,
giant
fantastic.
piece of metal going down 189 this afternoon? It was 2 lanes wide and I had to move like in the grass to get
What
it
was
by.
it?
It looked like an upside down funnel.
It's
It's from
Parts of our,
something from the sewer.
for the
department.
water?
The
Huge.
sewer.
Actually,
It was like the
This was the
giant
old one
funnel.
leaving.
I said, oh my goodness.
And that's our new impost tank?
It's, parts are here, they're
Well,
they're
that
waiting
was,
for
this one
another
was
piece.
leaving,
That was
so
the
it had
old
to have
one.
been the old one.
Yeah.
The old one going out.
The
Yes,
column.
it was quite large. I mean,
When's the
the
new one
largest thing
coming in?
I've ever seen in the
Parts
world.
are here, they're waiting for another piece, but a lot of it has arrived, it came last week.
It's supposed to be here in April.
You
Well,
will,
you
yeah.
know, supply
And then
is
August.
possible.
welcome to COVID.
Yes.
Time-
welcome
sign
to
of the
COVID.
times.
New normal.
Anyway,
Public-
would you mind making a motion to sign up our town accounts for community solar so that we can save 15 to 20% on all
Yes,
our utility bills?
yes, I'm so moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
nice man.
What did you just move for?
To sign up for the solar, energy once it gets built, correct?
Yes.
And that it'll.
No,
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 it's
this
already
is something
happening.
different.
Oh,
This is something we
something
can get
Now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, to sign up for solar
These are
energy.
arrays that already exist other places
Oh.
of the state and we
Yeah.
can
I signed
benefit
up.
from that. Yeah, I did too. I signed up my personal
I signed up,
house
we signed
on
up.
this.
Well, I started.
There's
today.
Nexamp, there's
Next,
other
there are a couple.
Right.
companies, but
Yeah.
this guy
Nice
was a
man.
good snake oil salesman.
Solar sale.
Yes.
So I think we're at the end of our agenda, we would do public comment. We've lost our public except for our wonderful reporter and,
Ed.
and Ed.
And-
But I'll just make a little,
And Ed.
I do have one question.
go ahead.
I feel like that's when you drink, like a high bop.
I'm
Yeah.
confused about what you just moved for with the power.
Community solar, it's something anybody can sign up for.
Right.
It's existing,
But you guys just signed up for something.
this is it, I'm telling you about it.
Okay,
This is panels that already exist.
right.
And we can start getting credits. We're gonna get credits towards our electric bills from this company.
Sounds electric.
Yes, towns.
Well,
We
there's
have
quite
like
a
over
few
20 accounts.
towns, yeah, I was
Does
just
that
gonna say.
include school?
I pitched, I gave them the school's contact. We don't have anything to do with the school.
I know.
But I did give
It's up
them
to them.
contacts to the school. And community, I mean, residential can sign up for this as well. But you'll save 15% on your bills and 15% on
Does
our
that- yeah,
streetlights is a
Well,
lot.
let's just hope we do. There's probably no guarantee.
There will be we'll be getting 2 bills
Oh,
now.
I do have a question.
But these will be
Are we
lower.
signing up on an annual basis each year, or do you have this big long-term thing we have to sign up?
No,
for?
there's no commitment.
Oh, good.
No,
Okay.
we can
So there's
cancel
no
it.
pre-backing out if we don't like it.
They do like to have 100 and some odd days, but they don't hold us
Well,
to that.
that's 100 days. I'm just worried about 3 to 5 years.
No,
Each time.
no.
Fine. That sounds good.
Anywhere we can save $1.
You betcha.
Well,
And you just let me into the committee updates.
committee updates, that's right. Skip, there was so much
Yeah,
other stuff in here. I
that's
didn't see
saving
it.
$1. You're gonna spend it.
What?
Yes,
Did you wanna
I am.
update?
What committee you want and what do you want?
Marion.
Marion Transit.
We had a meeting in Marion last night.
Oh, that must have been so
We've
exciting.
been losing money for the last 4 years on trash. The debris been making up for it. Well, the new numbers are, we're just plain losing money. So January 1st, they're gonna go up to 6 cents a pound
What is it now?
on the trash, it's 5. We're gonna look at 7 cents after that. But you can't keep running when you're losing money.
No, you
No, you
balance your
can't.
books.
The only,
And the recycle is in the same boat, really. I mean, where
it always
he's
has
got
been.
to cut back,
It always has been. But
yeah.
They,
Well,
they,
that's always been in the.
they wanna
plan.
recycle up, people want them to recycle up there, and they're like, are you, the board is like, are you guys crazy? you're hemorrhaging money recycling anything these days.
Yeah, it's.
So, just a rough thing, it's gonna be about $20,000 for the year, is what I'm,
What do we have in our budget?
100,000. And last year we spent 98,000.
just
So, wait,
roughly,
So
that's
what did
just
you
rough
say?
numbers.
What's the
So we're gonna be like 11 short?
20,000 a quarter? What are you
No,
talking?
for the whole year,
Well,
it'll be
okay, I
It
don't-
would be from January to June,
right.
so that
So
might not
we
be
might not be
huge over-
11,
right.
it might be 7.5 or
We
something, so we
agreed-
might make it.
We agreed to start January 1st. But I mean,
The 6%.
6
Six
cents.
6 cents.
Oh,
6
sorry,
cents.
6 cents.
But we've been losing $20 to $30 per ton.
So it's only going up a penny
Yeah.
from January to June 30th.
Per pound.
Per pound, yeah,
$20 per ton,
right, we're already paying, we've already raised it up for 5 cents. so.
yeah. But I've known this, I mean, for 4 years
And we didn't
now.
didn't we put
It
an
had
extra
to.
2,000 in?
We did 100,000.
It had to happen.
We might tweak it out. If people recycled more, as Rachel's saying.
Well, that's one.
Recycle more,
But
save it out of Marion.
recycling
No.
is also being hampered, you know,
Now,
because you can't accept
Recycling
everything.
costs money now
the
too.
recycling, I figured it out a couple of years ago, I got all the tonnage and it figured out to about $8,000 if we didn't have any recycling program. Recycling costs us $46,000 a year.
It doesn't cost anything to recycle glass, and we get money on cardboard.
Yeah.
Everything else can go in the trash.
Yeah,
And you
And
know,
that's
that's what
why
everybody
it
does
does
with it,
now.
because
Yeah.
down
Save
here,
your glass, give us cardboard.
down here, they crush cans, they get them all nice and crushed up and cleaned up, and they go out to PDH for nothing.
Right,
you know.
glass
So
and
it's a
cans,
loss, right,
we don't, it just gets the waste out of the waste stream,
but it's,
that's.
it depends on what you want to, what do you want people to do?
Scraps, cans.
like I said, but the thing is, if everybody doesn't throw dirt away, and leaves, and trees, in the weekly trash, we'll save about 15 grand a year, 10
Yeah.
to 15 grand. a
Why
year.
can't people
Do we
just-
have a
don't people
program
have
where we
burn
put
permits?
the yard
Yes,
waste somewhere?
take it down to behind the sea view, free.
Sand,
But can't-
Free.
Yeah,
sand.
and sand?
Not cat
Bags
litter?
of sand.
Sand.
Well,
So
there
it's
was
not cat
so,
litter?
I mean,
Sand.
there was
Sand.
so much sand from the road this year, it was unbelievable.
People throw sand away?
That's too happy, I just recycle and put it in a hole, like, you know, there's a hole,
Right.
sand in the hole, right?
Right, sweep it into a
Put
hole.
it back
It's
in the
really
garbage
heavy.
bin and use it for your gun.
Yeah, well, we need to get it
Anyway.
out.
Yeah,
We should
okay.
probably have a big sign
Yeah.
like that. We should, Rachel, we should do something like, have an informative, you know, don't throw away sand, please, you know.
We could get
We
this
decide-
sign, well,
we should-
and it'll come over to TV. That
And we
would-
just haven't written the, you know,
The blurb.
the little song
You
that
were
we're
gonna come up
supposed,
with a song.
we were supposed to have a little song about recycling.
Recycle,
Recycle, that's
Lovely.
it.
Screwers. What? Who throws sand away?
Yeah, you'd be
I guess you
surprised,
could
and
clean
that
up
is
yourself.
heavier than heavy.
So what's the answer in the big picture? What's, I've always said that the two biggest expenses in the world of any government is roads and garbage.
Well,
And what's like Eco Maine in southern Maine, I know they have the incinerator, like, what's the answer up
that's,
here?
that's more
We
costly.
need to combine,
You see,
well,
yeah.
that's not true, because if you send it down to the incinerator in Bucksport, it costs double what it costs to send it to Canada. The things that cost, it's 2.5 cents a pound for trash over in Canada right now. Things that cost is all the normal. Wages, fuel, electricity, you name it. I mean, we just went through our budget in town here.
Right.
And we had the same thing that has hit Marion. I mean, really, we've been fortunate for all these
Fuel's
years.
gone way back up.
And I will tell you,
Inflation.
right now, Machias is somewhere near 10 cents to 12 cents a pound. So we're very fortunate to be at 5 and 6 cents a pound.
I remember when I lived in England, there was a massive municipal trash burn place. And they heated an apartment building with what they burned. And it was famous because that was a time when there wasn't a lot of central heating.
We
So
haven't
we
been
need to rethink that.
We have in the main trash burning plants. I mean, demo burning plant would be phenomenal. I've actually talked to some people about the Jonesboro one. I actually worked on a project where we redid an old boiler and it burned demo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost the same type of boiler that
Yeah.
Jonesboro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Nobody wants to go spend a couple $1 million to have free energy.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling.
They make money twice.
Yeah.
They charge you to take it in and they
Yeah.
sell electric.
Well,
It is what it
so
is.
there's another
I
increase
represent
in
it.
it,
Think
but,
out of the box.
and the county wants 4 new officers, and
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
scary at the thought of budget time, you know? And can I just throw in one kind of nod? I attended the last school board meeting, and I asked Renee this today, and I just want all of us to be aware, because the select board was mentioned at this meeting. So, there's still the whole thing about the heat and whether they, fixed it right or whatever. But there is this issue of no generator. So the LCOC and the school were first seeking separate grants for generators. The LCOC got their grant. So there's this new grant opportunity. Heather Henry has written a grant, and it's for this bigger generator that would do the whole building. There's a match requirement. So the LCOC has their match. I think it's like 15 or 16,000 each of them. Like the match is 30,000 or something. So the select board identified at their meeting that they couldn't do it, so they were coming to the town. The school board. They were going to come to the town for the $16,000. I said nothing at that meeting, and I asked Renee tonight, did she hear from the school board? And she said she did hear something and replied that, our budget is done. But I just wanted us all to be aware of it because
When we have extra money at the end of the year, it goes back into undesignated. When they have extra money at the end of the year, they keep it.
well, they have spent so much money out of their general fund moving forward into a budget that's a whole nother
They put it
piece.
in a reserve,
I'm-
but then they become in control of it.
But
But
they-
when we give it back, we're not in control of
Right.
it. The taxpayers are.
Right, I'm just letting it be known that, we were mentioned at a meeting and we have now said,
But a generator
can't do
certainly
that,
is a
but-
good idea
Well,
for
no,
the school.
absolutely.
I replied, the superintendent emailed me these questions, and
Okay.
I replied with questions.
okay,
It was, is it for this coming budget year? Ours is already done, and would in kind help?
right.
I mean, would in kind, can we utilize our public works department somehow? And-
I know,
I
we
just-
just buy them that excavator and cutter and we just want the work.
Just give them a little more work to do.
I've just never seen a town where you got your school over here,
Yeah.
and you got your town government here.
Yeah.
We don't buy oil together,
No.
which is stupid.
No,
We
Because
tried,
we tried.
we did try.
You know, it goes on and on and on. The money
What
we
did we
could
lock in
save.
at? Did we lock in at anything?
And the most important thing is, this is
Towards
taxpayer dollars.
Right, so if we can work together as much as we can,
Right.
like we are right now with the
Yeah.
speed zone signs. We're working together, it's nice working together.
Right.
I mean, the money comes from Zinc Spa, the taxpayers.
If
So
I can
I-
interject a comment here, Jason is exactly right, but there's a historical reason why it's that way. Lubec is the only RSU and SAD in the AOS. Everybody else has a standalone school board. We don't have a school board, we have a school committee. And because they are an SAD, they come under a completely different body of law, and they are in fact independent from the town. And the reason why it was put into effect years ago, an SAD or an RSU, and we've got both, hardly anybody has both, but it was because of bringing schools together, an inter-town connection. And Truscott was part of that.
Right.
And Truscott has been pulled away, and we no longer receive any tuition funds from Truscott, haven't in about 6 years, I think now.
Yes.
And we are a single town RSU. And if you look at the state website, you see that there's about 5 towns statewide that are like that. They all have historical reasons. We are one of them. So as long as we have the SAD and RFU, this is gonna continue. I shut my mouth.
No, that's.
And you would
thank
know,
you for
because you
pointing that
attend
out.
all those meetings, you would know the
It's,
history.
So stated.
But we could save a
Yes.
lot of money working.
And
together.
I appreciate that, John. I mean, being a retired school teacher and having worked with education for so long, I can safely say, I'll say it again, I could achieve world peace before I could change the education system.
That's a good,
We need you in
that's a
Ukraine.
good quote there. Well, any other committee updates? No, I could just wait, I'll just say one thing, because I saw in the notes that you had said that, there was nothing firm about the DOT taking over the safe harbor. I saw that you mentioned that in
Yep.
one of the
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah.
Well, on the
Did you hear
27th,
something?
on the 27th of September, they put in writing their official, agreement that they would take over. It now is, the ball is in the court of the federal government now. The Marab team is reviewing the modifications, because of course they pushed out the due date further
Yeah.
than, instead of 2024, 2026, which the grant runs to.
Yeah.
And they have agreed to assume all the responsibilities on local funding. So that's where we are, nothing goes fast.
And this
So
is
we
an
have,
election
we
year.
have a yes from the DOT
Yeah.
on paper, written and signed. And it's gone to them, and we have the Marab team in Washington reviewing the request to change the time frame and the budget, increase the budget due to inflation and COVID. So, as it's at a snail's pace, things are moving along.
It's gonna happen.
I think it'll happen. I have no feelings about it.
Amanda just wrote me something about, she wished she had mentioned something. One thing I wish I'd mentioned, a meeting that was last year, our guys made 1.5 million out of the $25 million that was landed last year for the whole state.
In claims.
Clams.
She shared that we were the
That's
second
excellent.
largest,
Jones,
Jonesport or Machiasport, I forget
Yes,
which
one
one
of
had a
those is the
larger
other
deal
one.
than Lubec.
that's excellent.
Wow.
The market was good.
That's
last year.
very
Yes.
helpful, then she needs to put that in the grant. Ed,
Back to the safe harbor grant. If Maine Dot takes it over, as a town, do we still have to pay for the red house? Or does that become part of the safe harbor?
the only reason why we would have to pay for that, it would be just giving the money back to, the money came out of the grant funds. And it will go along with the whole, designing of their idea of designing it, but what they were told that they had to do it from the actual original plan. They couldn't deviate from the plan, they wanted the whole 9 yards, which we're happy with. We do have to maintain the structure once it's built, I did hear that. So, we can only hope, they said that in the letter, they said they would, look for federal, state, local, private funds, they would, diligently look for the funds to complete the project, this worthy project, and we're just hoping that the federal government can speed up, because I have to do a new contract. And that took a while, but all of the permitting's still been done, and it doesn't have to be redone. All the permits stand, and there's all kinds of permits.
And the grant money just sits with the
The
300
grant money
something
is sitting
expended
in
from
this,
it for
sitting
the
in
red
this
house.
little account there that we, every once,
Making interest.
well, I don't know what, who knows?
Yeah.
Yes, with the interest rate of 6.5%.
You wish.
But speaking of which, I would like to ask, the select board if they would be interested in allowing us to take that $85,000 that's sitting doing nothing and check out alternatives to getting interest off of that money. The maintenance fund is just sitting idly in our account.
Oh, yeah, I think
I
it's a
think that
wise
at
thing
this
to do.
point, it would be good if it was put in
Yeah.
something that would yield
Yeah,
some money.
Yes,
You know, you can even get a savings account that gets you a good
Sure.
interest rate,
yeah,
like 0.5.
knock yourself out.
Well, again, the rate's 6.5, and the
Yeah.
feds have moved it. So we should be able to get a whole lot more than that.
They're going on.
Well.
That's a savings account.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we should wait till they go up a little bit more and then lock in something.
Or the
It's
maintenance
ridiculous
of the
now.
new harbor project when it's completed.
What did you say?
I said, make interest and money to go towards the servicing and maintenance of the new harbor when it's complete.
Well, yes, that's the whole point of having that,
Not just keeping it
a bunch-
positive.
a bunch of money.
With the
So you
affirmative.
wouldn't need a motion or anything?
To look into that, or
I'll
I,
revisit it at a.
yes, we'll just put it
agenda.
on, just wanted to get
Let's
you that.
table it.
Well, let's see if we can get some good interest rates first before we
Before
vote
we
on
close the
anything.
meeting, can I talk about the Washington County budget real quick, that email I
Why
sent?
not?
Yeah, absolutely.
You were
Just to
here,
get it
you
out
might as
there.
well.
I've got-
You're a committee.
The meeting is tomorrow,
Yeah.
another meeting is tomorrow, I sent you all an email on,
Yeah.
on the new proposed sheriff's budget, so, I did email all the towns that I represent as being a member of District Two. I've heard back from Eastport, they're interested, I've not heard back from anyone else, but, I can keep you
They're interested.
informed. Well, the sheriff proposed adding 4
Right, I saw that.
patrol deputies.
Right.
So, it would be a 25% increase in his budget, over $560,000 increase. But his feet are to the fire as well. They're feeling the push of not having state police coverage, and they're just trying to do their job well. And the commissioners are in complete disagreement. They want to hold the state's feet to the fire and have them continue to serve as they do every other county in Maine.
Yeah.
And why is Washington County any different, you know? So
True.
Well, they're both
I'm stuck in
about
the
it.
That's
middle.
true.
Yes.
Very true.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
pay
I see
dollars
both
to the
sides.
state for state
Well,
food.
But it'd be
yes, why aren't we
irresponsible,
getting it?
it'd be irresponsible of the sheriff and chief deputy to just keep ignoring it when
Correct.
they're being pushed and
Correct, yes.
overmatched,
Let me tell you,
so.
the state police are, there's no doubt. I have had my truck inspected 3 times, 3 different trucks, they are here.
Yeah.
But they don't respond, they're not the first
responders.
responders.
I'll just
Yes.
keep you all informed in what's happening in the negotiations there, but I told Mike Crabtree today that he's nobody right now is supporting that idea.
Has the county got
And how
any
would that
other
relate to any sort of
surprises that have
constable
moved
idea?
forward that you've heard? in
That was
regards
the
to-
biggest one.
That's the biggest one,
Yeah.
nothing else.
Nothing else.
Has there been any discussion about the ARPA funds or what they wanna do with them?
No.
Because there was conversation in the, in the economic broadband, committee, you know, Rachel's been, since Edmonds and Trescott have been like in the thinking of this broadband thing, it never happened because the county wouldn't make any commitment around money like the town of Lubec did around some stuff. So they were approached lately that, by Dean Preston, that they might be, that's why I was just curious, were they talking about spending any money on broadband?
So you should put it on the next agenda so we can,
They,
Renee
it's
Shouldn't
point to
bring
mark,
up
yes.
Right.
subjects that aren't
Yeah.
on the agenda that
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
can be here to
Right,
listen to.
but just, you know, according to this one source, that's gonna be a county thing, but you haven't heard nothing
Nope,
yet.
not yet.
Is what I'm wondering.
All right,
Uh,
I'm done.
I'll entertain
Are we on an
Motion to
executive
adjourn.
session? We have an
Not
executive.
needed.
Okay.
No.
Paperwork didn't come in.
Okay.
Thank God for that.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll move that we adjourn. I'm sorry we're late, but,
I'll
Second.
second that.
Oh, I'm totally.
and Renee, you're not gonna be there tomorrow? You're not?
No, I've got the county budget meeting tomorrow.
Oh,
Are you going?
I am going.
Oh, good.
Yes, I didn't think I was, but no, I am.
Great. Did
Yes.
you let Kara know?
We'll see you there tomorrow then.
Let Karen